A big turn has just happened in the cryptocurrency market. Bears are in disbelief. Things are happening. People are making money. All this on the heels of a new investment I just made in a crypto token, SYN. And my DeFi group is seeing this now finally come out of that dip. The big news today, first off, Bitcoin's up nicely today. We have sat on top of support and bounced back off of it. It looks like we are now into that next bull run, that banana. Why do I think about banana hammock? Oh gosh, banana zone. We're gonna go vertical, and I'm really excited about it, quite frankly. And the story today that's also pumping Bitcoin up, and I want you to understand, is the Fed and the government is walking away from regulating and destroying and hurting companies that are on blockchain, using blockchain technology. It's rising the prices, and other countries are starting to FOMO in. You're going to see stories by the summer where countries have announced, okay, yeah, we just bought a bunch of crypto, Bitcoin, Solana. A lot of them are actually also, as the government employees are buying up Bitcoin, they're watching this happen. The governments, they're going and buying these smaller projects. And we've been identifying these smaller projects that get smashed down. We're picking up as many of the tokens as we can. And then as the world figures it out and they rush back in, the prices of these are going to be exploding. Check this out. Bitcoin extends gains as the feds pull back Biden-era guidance on banks' crypto dealings. It says the Federal Reserve Board on Thursday announced the withdrawal of guidance for banks related to crypto assets and the dollar token activities and related changes to its expectations for these activities. These actions ensure the board's expectations remain aligned with evolving risks and further support innovation in the banking system. Bitcoin's prices now exceed $95,000. Real quick, I have been getting so many emails of people that don't want the DeFi Pro course and all that stuff. They just want the trade picks for the next year. What me and Dylan are investing in. They want to know it when we're buying them, what we're doing, how we're holding them, when we're selling, all that kind of stuff. So there's a link down below if you just want the trade picks, the trade calls, and there it is down below. Point being is that, and this last token we just picked up, SYN, it's already up, 45-50% since we talked about it the day we had our meeting. And not only that, it's been trending for multiple days on CoinMarketCap, now getting organic growth. I'm watching, we haven't seen any YouTubers talk about it yet. You're going to see a flood of YouTubers the next 7 days start talking about this token because of the volume, the pure volume that's been moving in the last 4 days. X is starting to post about it, big accounts from X. And I like watching that organic growth. It's funny. Most people don't understand that most of these, anything, stocks, bonds, crypto, real estate, none of it goes up or down unless a lot of people make one action or another, whether they want to buy it and FOMO in or whether they want to sell it. And the thing with crypto and blockchain technology, it's still so darn new that what's happening is this is akin to what I believe is 1996 in the dot-com bubble. And where you didn't realize it was a bubble, you just saw these things going up in price. And as more and more people heard from their family and friends about these projects, about these investments, they start piling in, and it just creates more and more of a bubble. And I'm planning on selling off at large profits, and all my students selling off at large profits because there's going to be a pop. And the pop is going to be when we start seeing Ethereum at all-time highs. And if you think for a second, anyone, just real quick, if you own SYN, do me a favor, type it down below. And if you own another crypto token that you're really passionate about, that you're excited about, the price action, type it down below. The reason why I ask you that is because I want to see what everyone's invested in. But on top of that, when we haven't seen anything yet until we have Ethereum at an all-time high, which is $4,500, I believe. When we see Ethereum at an all-time high, all of these ERC20 tokens that we're investing in are going to be multiples higher than what they are now. And a lot of people sold these tokens during this dip, especially when Ethereum was dropping. And that was the worst thing you could have ever done, because now you look at the price action of these tokens and they're all up, 50, 100% from their lows just a mere 2 weeks ago. And that's why it's super important not to get scared. You know, I didn't sell XRP, half my XRP, because I was scared. I did say it was going to go down, which it did, because the situation was just getting worse with all this amazing news coming out, and the public or institutions not buying it up. Well, institutions are buying it up, and I took all that money and I put it on uh, a token that, in my opinion, was so undervalued. It was insane, and you're going to see it explode in value. And I'm hoping that more people wade in. Don't mortgage your house. Don't take out loans. Don't put this stuff on your credit card, but wade in little by little and get confidence in how to buy it, how to store it, how to trade it, because this is .com bubble 2.0. Although, even when prices drop, you can use these for utility. There was one coin that we got into, back in January or December. And even during the dip, every one of my students were staking it and making 31% per year APY. Now, the only reason that's still so high is because there's not so many people staking. As more people stake, it will force the interest rate down. The yield will go down just like a bond. So the more people that are staking, because there's so much out there for staking rewards, it brings the rate down. A lot of people don't realize that Ethereum, when they first started announced staking, proof of proof of stake over proof of work, the rates were a lot higher. But as people dove in and staked their Ethereum, and I was just talking to a buddy the other day, he goes, "Oh, I'm super down on Ethereum. It's pretty much my only holding." I'm like, "Where are you holding it?" He told me it's on a major exchange. I'm like, "Are you staking it?" He goes, "No." I'm like, "Why aren't you staking it?" He didn't even know you could stake it. And I'm like, "Stake it. I mean, you'll be making more at least than certain bond rates. I mean, if you're going to hold it, which I think you should, because I think you're going to see Ethereum blow past its all-time high." I didn't tell him about all the coins we're into, but my point being is that, it's a big deal, because you're going to be getting your interest rate plus the appreciation on those main net coins like Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things like that. You might as well have them staked. Provide liquidity, do all that stuff. I think it's important, but there's a lot of people that don't. So I'm excited to announce what the group just did with SYN. Was it here? I'll show it to you real quick. So let's see what's going on with it today. Coin market cap. I want to do this live. I don't know. Let's see here. It was trending for like the last 3 days. It's SYN. Synapse. Let's look at this thing. So the last 7 days, this thing's up, 81%. And I wouldn't be surprised if you pull it back and look at the 1 year chart. 1 year chart, its high was $1. Its median range was 50 cents, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 50 cents back in the next couple weeks. So don't race out and buy it. I'm just telling you, go watch it and watch to see if I'm correct or not. And then think about it and go, the ninja said he wouldn't be surprised if this happens. Just like, hey, I told everyone, hey, I'm selling half my XRP. I expect XRP to fall pretty darn good. It went from $2.20 to $1.67. And then it's recovered up. I think it's still under, what's XRP at, everyone? And then I said, hey, I bought this other thing and it's up 130% or something like that. My point being is that after a while, you're going to go, hey, who am I listening to? The people that are wrong or the people that are right? And I still cannot believe that there are YouTubers and people on X are like, this coin is going to triple in 3 days. XRP, and then I hear XRP is going to like $167 in a month. Do you know we've heard that from YouTubers for like the last year? They've all been wrong, yet they get a following. You want to know why? There are a lot of delusional people out there. It's true. There are delusional people that they want to believe this because that's a get-rich-quick scheme. Now, I got to be honest with you. I set a goal of making 20 to 30% a month in crypto during a bull rally. And that, I believe, is really, type yes or no if you believe that's low, Ninja. Like during a bull rally, you should be making more than that. But I set realistic expectations. And there are a lot of people listening to just that phrase and go, that's not realistic at all, but it actually is. Because there are some months where we make 1,000%. There's some months where we make 0%, or it's dipped down 10 or 20 because we're in a dip. But by and large, that's what I usually come out with in a bull run. you know, a lot of you are watching it right now. Type 1 if you're one of the people that started buying crypto because of this channel and you've seen your digits go up exponentially. I tell that story about 2017 when I took 10,000 bucks, it went up to 100 buying crypto. I pulled back 40 grand, bought physical silver with the 40 grand, took the 60 and the 60 turned into $1 million. This is happening to my students. This is happening to you in the channel. They're just watching and listening to the ideas. And this is exciting. So look at all the people with one. People are making lots of money. I've already seen emails and of people that have become millionaires now because of this crypto bull run. But the thing is in July, something really bad is coming. And you have to, and this is going to be the gem at the end of this video. Please understand that in July, the announcement's going to be made to the world. All of the banks that are in trouble and the lending institutions and the hedge funds that took massive losses the first 2 weeks of April. And I still think there's another shaking, a little bit of a shaking coming that is going to exacerbate those quarterly earnings. And because of all the margin calls. And starting in July, I believe you're going to see a downtrend in the stock market worse than what we saw here. I could be wrong, but I wasn't wrong about the FTX crash leading to a banking collapse. Type 2, if all of you remember me calling that 3 months ahead of time. I said, look, FTX was massive losses taken. It's going to come out in bank earnings and banks are going to start crashing. And it happened exactly. It took 6 months for every, you know, the first wave started at 3 months. Then 6 months later, after that video I did, huge, you know, implications and banks going down, all this stuff. What happened the first week of April was 5 times worse than what happened to FTX. So you're going to see starting in July a downtrend. The whole sell in May and go away, I believe, is going to be even worse this year because there's going to be a lot of fund managers and wealthy people that are going to be out of the markets, like me. And I'll still be in the crypto market because crypto is decoupling. It is decoupling from the stock market. It is official. And the more trade wars that go on and sanctions that go on with countries around the world, they're watching what happened with Russia. They're buying up crypto because they know there's only so much of it. So it's like digital gold. And I want people to understand how important this is because we've got to decouple along with the financial markets that are decoupling right now. And you're going to see in the fall, especially as human emotion changes, as we start to go into a slight hibernation because we're preparing for colder weather. We're preparing for, the holidays. Kids go back to school. That is a normal time for stock market corrections or crashes. So if you're wanting to prepare for that, then there it is. If you guys want the trade calls and picks only, and you don't want the courses, the link's down below. You'll get all of that for at least, it's all included till January, because I personally believe we're going to be mostly out of crypto by then. But if we aren't, I'll just extend it all for free. That's what I've been doing with all of my coaching calls and all that kind of stuff. All right. With that being said, hopefully you have a great day. I can't wait for you guys to watch what happens with SYN or Synapse. Let's see, XRP. Oh yeah, XRP is back to the exact price that I told everyone it was going to fall at when we took that money, put it into that other coin, and over doubled our money. So the XRP holders that held strong, you're right back to where you were a couple, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So good job. And all the people that bought the other token, you're up 100 and something percent. So good job. And don't worry, we're going to go up even more, and then we're going to buy back some XRP, and we're going to own like 2 or 3 times more XRP. That's the really exciting part. And then all the haters, they're just going to hate. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.